In this video, we're going to be going to the local lake and catching catfish, giant soft-shell turtles, and as many bluegill as we can. Then we're going to be taking them back to the house and dumping them in our farm pond to stock it. This is going to be an awesome video, so stick around. Alright guys, as you just saw from the intro, in this video, we're going to be going out and trying to catch as many fish as we can to stock our pond with. We're going to be getting up at about 5:30 in the morning and headed out to the local lake to try to catch some catfish and some big bluegill to dump in here. Now at that lake, just like most lakes, the bass are catch and release, so we're not going to be targeting them, but as many catfish and bluegill as we're legally allowed to keep, we're going to throw them in the cooler with the aerator and bring them and dump them in the pond. There's also a chance of catching some trout in that lake. I don't know if trout would make it through the transportation, but if they do, we'll definitely put them in here. And if they don't, we'll cook them up and eat them so they won't waste. This is a really nice little pond, and it's probably just over 6 foot deep in the deepest spot. There ain't many fish in here, except there is tons of little like bluegill, sunfish, hybrid looking things. I don't really know what they are, but there's a ton of them in here, and I catch them all the time on bread balls and stuff. And there's also, you might could see them over there under that brush, there's also 2 big giant koi fish that we put in here when I was really young, and they've just survived, and they've been in here all these years. Now, about 2 years ago, the same friends that I'm going fishing with tomorrow put about 10 catfish in this pond. They just brought them down here in 5-gallon buckets and dumped them out in the water. Now, I only found one that floated up to the top. I don't know if they're all gone. I don't know if most of them still in here. I really have no clue. I hadn't tried to catch them much, but I also hadn't really seen them or seen any sign of them, so I have no clue about that. I do know that there's good structure and habitat down in there for the fish. There's some old logs and old treetops down in there that the fish can get back in and hide in and nest in. Nest? Do fish nest? I guess that's what you call it. Y'all get what I mean. Anyway, now one thing that we have had trouble with in this pond is snapping turtles. As y'all can see the jugs out there, I've been catching snapping turtles and getting them out of here, and I finally got all of them out. I've got probably 5 snapping turtles out of here, and finally I'm not seeing them anymore, and I can't catch anymore, so I'm assuming they're all gone. See, you can see down in there, a lot of those little bluegill looking things that get up at the bank. Quite a bit of them down in there. And then there's those big orange fish over there. Now that y'all got the whole daggone backstory on the pond, we're going to get to work. I got my weed eater down here with me, and we're going to cut all these weeds and this grass along the bank. That way it'll be easier to get around down here, dump the fish in tomorrow, and to fish from. There's a lot of autumn olives over there on that side, but I'm not going to touch them because it's good frog gigging habitat, and we like to frog gig down here a lot. So we'll leave that and then have this side cleaned up to fish from. And there we go. All right, now that we got that out of the way, we're gonna get up to the house, and all we gotta do is wait for tomorrow so we can go fishing. I got my poles ready. I'm taking 3 poles. Everybody I'm going with is taking about 3 poles, so we should have a pretty good chance of catching something. They're bringing a big old cooler to put the fish we catch in, and I have a little battery-powered aerator we're gonna use, and we should be ready to go. So all we're gonna do is wait around, wait all morning, and I'll catch y'all tomorrow. All right, y'all, it's about 6 o'clock, and we're getting ready to head out of here, go out there and try to catch some fish. I got all my stuff laid out ready to go, and we're getting ready to hop in, head to the lake. All right, boys, we're here at the gas station. We're gonna run around in here and get some night crawlers. All right, we got all the catfish poles set up. We're gonna try to catch us some bluegill now. All right, he caught the first bluegill of the day, and I'm coming up here to get the cooler and the aerator, get it ready to throw him in it. There we go. We got the aerator and cooler and stuff set up. We're just gonna keep trying to catch some bluegill while them catfish lines are working. There's turtles swimming around everywhere. There's soft shell turtles and normal snapping turtles and all kinds of stuff. Holy moly, look what a carp. That thing is straight up massive. Oh my gosh. Got one. There we go, baby. There we go. Another one for the pond. Alright, the water we got out of the spring was too cold. So we have to, I put the fish in my hat before they die. And we gotta dip the cooler into the warm lake water. That way this fish will have some warm water to go into. Alright, that was interesting. My hat's slimy and wet now, but everything's fixed up, so we're gonna keep fishing. Alright, boys. Caught us a little soft shell turtle here. Looks like it's soft shell. Oh, he ain't very big. Had to run over here, I'm out of breath. I didn't even eat it, I just hooked the top of a shell. Okay. Suckers will bite you. There we go. There he goes. Alright, gonna rebait this pole, throw it back out there. Alright, y'all, it's been about an hour and we just hadn't had no luck, hadn't caught really any more bluegill, hadn't caught any catfish at all today. Saw a bunch of carp and stuff, and there's another soft shell turtle out there floating around, and my Zebco right here that I had rigged up with no bobber has something on it under the lily pads, and obviously it's got to be a turtle, so we're gonna reel this thing in.
Hold on.
Yeah, he's pulling back. Oh, I got a catfish.
Obviously, it's gotta be a turtle. Obviously, it's gotta be a turtle.
Let's go, baby. Look there. Oh,
that's a good one.
There we go, finally. I thought that was a turtle. He set the hook on his own. We've been gone, and I thought that that would be a turtle the way he wasn't fighting, but we got us a nice little catfish. This was actually the pole without a bobber and the old Zebco that I did not expect to catch one on.
What you want to do, make sure you don't get this fin, or these two fins, they got wires on them. Just kind of grab it right here, and that'll set that fin down. That's all you do.
All right, y'all, gonna stick him down here in this cooler with the bluegill. There we go. Another one for the cooler. That might be the biggest one we've caught. All right, there we go. I was walking back and Braden finally caught him a bluegill too. That puts us at 6. All right, he's got him one now.
That's a good one, dude. That's probably a turtle. And a big one.
Oh, that's a big old turtle.
You ain't breaking this line, buddy. You ain't breaking this pole either.
Here, I'll get him off there. And that beeping you heard was my GoPro turning off. We didn't get any close-up footage of this thing, but it was huge. All right, boys, we fished a little bit more. No catfish except the one. We even quit catching turtles, and we just caught those handful of bluegill. But now we're walking across the dam right here. We're gonna throw our catfish lines down in there. Super good spot. We're up on top of this dam. We're gonna see if we can't catch some. This right here is slick. Walking across this dam right here. Oh, there's big bass right there. Tons of big bluegill. Look at those. Those are huge. That one's tiny, but we'll take him. Oh, no. There we go. Another one for the cooler.
Hey, you want me to just reel this one back in?
Got another one. There we go. Another little one. There we go. Oh my gosh, she caught a huge one. Holy, oh, get him. Oh, don't let him fall back in. Oh my
Put your
God.
foot on it. Put your foot on it.
Something's messed up with its mouth. There we go. Okay, that thing's absolutely huge. At this point, we'd been fishing about 5 hours and it was starting to pour the rain, so we got ready to head back to the house. We'd caught more bluegill that day than I can record. I only showed y'all a few of the ones we caught. We probably ended up with about 25 of them. And that's not to mention the 3 soft-shell turtles and the catfish. There we go. Absolutely full cooler, plumb full of all them bluegill. So we're gonna get them back to the pond. All right, we're back to the homestead. We're gonna dump these fish in the pond. All right, we're back to the pond. It rained here while we was gone. It rained pretty good on the way home, but we got our cooler of fish and we're gonna put them in. Here's our catfish that wasn't so fortunate, but he's not gonna waste. We're still gonna make some catfish nuggets out of him. Right there's probably the biggest one we got. That one looks like it's been fighting around with something. It's cut up in several places, but I'm gonna take it down here and release it. That thing's massive. There it goes, swimming away in the pond. All right, it's sunny, it's probably glaring, but I'm gonna crack this cooler open. Just got all these loose fish in here. There we go. We just got about 20 more fish in the pond. All right, guys, that's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Today we caught 3 soft-shell turtles, a catfish that didn't survive, so we're going to end up having catfish nuggets tonight, and about 25 bluegill. So that's 25 more bluegill that we didn't have in the pond. Hopefully they'll do good and thrive. We're definitely not done stocking our pond, though. We're just now getting started. We're going to be going after more catfish to put in there, and we're going to be going to the river and trying to catch some bass to put in there. So y'all subscribe for some videos that are coming soon. If you like this video, hit the like button, drop a comment and tell me what you thought about it, and subscribe for more. I'll catch y'all in the next one.